Just what I was hoping for. Okay guys, so the point of today's video is to go to the Albert Park racetrack and see if we can find the street circuit and see what changes have been made so far. So according to Google Maps and according to here, we are somewhere where, oh, we might be here actually. No, that's coming out of turn 6, I think. So I think we're somewhere here, or maybe here actually, because that's the tram stop there. Yeah, so we're about here, and according to Google Maps, we're actually not far from the circuit. So I think we follow this footpath, and I think we go, we just keep following along here, and we go find the track ourselves. So this is the whole point of today's video. We're 47 days out from the beginning of the weekend, or actually maybe 46, because the support categories are on Thursday, or they begin Thursday, and the F1s begin the following day. So yeah. Whew. All right guys, I have finally made it into the pit lane. This all along here is where the supercars building is going to be, and that permanent pit building there, if I can zoom in eventually, that is where the F1 building is going to be. And as you can see, the resurfaced tarmac is already shown, and some of the stands are already starting to go up. So I had a feeling they might have made a start. But yeah, this whole area is where the V8 garage are going to be. So these netball and basketball rings aren't going to be here for much longer. So now that I've made it all the way here, we might as well do a lap around here and see the changes. So I've been just watching the last couple of minutes of people coming down the pit lane, and I'm like, if they can do it, then I can. No reason why not. Have a look at this. Look at the pit buildings. I have never been this close to a pit building. You know what? Why do we do a pit stop? Coming into the box. I have a feeling this might be Ferrari or McLaren. Into the box, up, down, change tyres, go. Nice 2-second stop, and we're back out into the pit lane. Or in the fast lane, I should say. One thing I have noticed is I don't think the pit bays have actually been put down yet. So I would have thought that the pit bay or the start line bays would have been down by now. But and nor the start finish line. So I think, oh, where would you say the start finish line would be? Like around there, something like that. Maybe where this little dirt patch is, maybe that's where it is. Unless that is the pit lane line. Maybe it's here. It's somewhere here, I know that much. But we're coming to the end of the pit lane now. So there's the end of the pit lane, and I'm pretty sure the massive white stripe will be on there very soon. So gonna quickly cross. I'm gonna try and stay as close to the track as possible, and we are gonna do a lap around here and see what other changes are made. Okay, so here we are at turn number 1. This is one of the few changes that have been made around the track. So apparently the curb at turn 1 there has actually been moved inwards a little bit, so drivers can carry a bit more speed. I think that was widened by, what would you say, a meter and a half, something like that. We're going to see now if we can get across. You really want to take, in the F1 games, you really want to literally use all of the curb, and as well as the outside. Make sure you leave absolutely nothing in the tank, because that's the way you can make up lap time. And that grandstand there is the Brabham grandstand, and where these blue flags are, I think this is where the Rolex sign is going to be. However, Rolex is not the major sponsor of the Grand Prix anymore. I think it's Heineken that is the new sponsor. So we're going to do a detour around the Brabham stand, and we're going to get a view on the other side, or at the exit of turn 2. Here we are towards the exit of turn 2. I think this is where one of the camera angles are going to be. So nice little camera angle here. So you got the cars coming in here. F1 gang, you literally want to use all of the curb, leave nothing on the table. Hug the inside line as long as you can before you make your way towards that bit of concrete there. That's the exit of turn 2. Keep it in a straight line for the first part as we cross the road again. And yeah, keep it in a straight line and move your way towards the outside of the track as you approach turn 3. That is the fastest way to go, in my opinion. So we're going to follow along here until we get to turn 3. Turn 3 is one of the biggest changes in the first part of the track, actually. Until we get to the back half of the track. Turn number 3. This is another corner that has been widened. I think this is the biggest change in the first part of the track, I reckon. This turn 3 was actually widened by an extra 2 meters. Oh no, I should say extra, because you guys we think like 3.5, but no, this track has been widened by about 2 meters, I think. So I think that is the case. So yeah, so we're currently on the outside at turn 3. So there's the new curb there. You can see the difference. If you look here, you see it's all a bit dark blackish, but you can see just along here, you can easily see the resurfacing part of the track. And I'm thinking where I was originally, about here, this is where another camera stand is going to be. So the car's going to be coming in from that way, and the camera will be facing that way, I am pretty sure. And there is another one of the grandstands where people are going to see. I don't know if that's one of the newer grandstands or not, but definitely here is where one of the sand pits are going to be, or the sand traps, I should say. If you remember back to Fernando Alonso's crash in 2016, that was a bit hairy. Where all these cars are, you will actually see, if you look at it from the sky, you'll easily see the darker part of the track, which has obviously been resurfaced. This whole track has been resurfaced. It's pretty ridiculous. So, and for a lot of the year, this car park is always here, but it's not going to be here for very long. I would have thought so, because as I said, we're less than 50 days away from the weekend getting started. Bit of a tricky complex here, 3, 4 and 5. So you literally don't want to be using, if I just come back, you literally don't want to touch this curb at all, unless if someone is on your inside. So don't touch that curb. Get to about where that white strip there, get to about there, or maybe even stay away from that, so you can get your car as far to the right hand side for turn 4. That is the way to go, in my opinion. So, and then when you get to the exit of turn 4, you want to just touch the outside curb as you get yourself back down to full throttle. You will have to sort of lift and maybe have a dab on the brake as you do so, but you're not going to do it for very long. I'm going to see if I can cut myself around here. But yeah, as we go around, you'll easily see this section here, the car park, is going to be a very good example of the track resurface. So yes, look at this. You can easily see the difference in color from this side to this side. By now, I think there'll be, what, nearly 3/4 of a second found already. So yeah, this is where turn 4 is, and that where those cars are, that is where turn 5 is. A bit of a tricky one here, so you really want to get yourself as far to the right hand side, like literally nearly touch the grass, and then sweep in for turn 6. Don't try not to lift off the throttle. It is very easily done. In the race, yeah, maybe you can lift off the throttle a little bit, because the car is going to be heavy with fuel. Tires and brakes won't quite be up to temperature, so yeah, maybe you'll lift off the brakes in the race, but definitely not in qualifying. You want to keep your foot flat on the throttle as long as you can. If you feel the need to lift off because of understeer, then that's fair enough, but yeah, you're not going to need to turn the wheel much just to get around turn 5 here. So from the run from 5 to 6, it's another tricky complex, because ideally, as I said, you want to take turn 5 at full throttle. You really don't want to be lifting off the throttle at all, especially during qualifying. So once you exit turn 5, use all the curb, but then really what you really want to do is to get across the left hand, or this side of the right hand side of the track for as you approach turn 6, and there's a small curb, or a small curve on the road, where, so ideally you want to be here and then straighten your car for turn 6. If you don't, it is very easy to lock a brake as you turn and get to the outside. Now we get to turn 6. This is the biggest change in the first half of the track, definitely. The curb on the inside has been brought in, and it is now actually wider, by 6 or 7 meters. You're going to be, well, on the brake for about a second and a half at least. So, or maybe even less than that. So we get to the curb at turn 6, and I reckon by now you can literally gain about a second just going around through here, because you're going to take this nearly flat out, definitely. So yeah, this is it. This is the curb here at turn number 6. So have a look at that. It's all concrete now, but this is going to be painted yellow and green in a little while time. So yeah, have a look at that. I'll cross the road so you can get a better view. So yeah, there's the little curve that I was talking about. So really, you want to come out on the left, move over to the right, put your foot on the brakes to avoid, and then that way you're avoiding locking up your front tires, and then just look at how much wider it is around turn 6. And again, you can easily see the difference in the resurfacing. So now we're going to cross back over, and we're going to stay along here and go across towards 7 and 8. So literally the exit at turn 6 is pretty much the apex of turn 7. So what you really want to do is, or right now, is literally use all the curb, and then try and get to 100% throttle as quickly as you possibly can, because corner exit now is going to be more crucial than ever. This is now the biggest change of the whole circuit. This is where by now you would have gained, what, about a second and a half, according to some F1 gamers that have done a test version of Albert Park, because apparently Albert Park hasn't been updated in the game. So where turn 9 and 10 is at the moment, that is of course still there, but once we get to 9 and 10, or the old 9 and 10 I should say, you'll easily see the difference. As you exit, you really want to use all the curb in the F1 game. In real life, you just want to park the car on the apex. Literally, don't try and use too much, and don't be too aggressive on the throttle in real life, because you'll just easily lose the car. This is probably the closest we're going to get to the track now, so we're just going to keep following this gravel path here, and we're going to continue along around turn 8 and towards the old 9 and 10. Turn 8, you really want to hug the inside as long as you can. Literally have your right hand tires along this part of the track as long as you can, because that way you're not going to lose too much time on your rivals, and that way you can easily find the time for the rest of the lap. Basically, from the exit of turn 6, this whole area, or this whole straight, is going to be slipstream, and that's the only thing you're going to rely on, slipstream, literally. So you're going to see when we get to 9 and 10. So this is it. This is where the old turn 9 and 10 used to be. This is now, all along here, this is now basically a straight. There is no such thing as dabbing your foot on the brake, nor even lifting off. So I think where that car park is, that is where turn 9 used to be, or where the braking point used to be. But now all of that is taken out, gone. So now this whole turn 9 and 10 is basically a straight. There's no such thing as a corner. So now 9 and 10 are taken out. So now where 11 and 12 is now, that is the new turn 9 and 10. So now that is 2 less corners on the track. This is the biggest change across the entire circuit. This is where you're going to gain, what, 3 or 4 seconds. This is where you're literally going to be gaining all the time. And that is why the exit of turn 6 is so important now. You really want to get your foot on the throttle as quickly as you can, so that way you could rely on slipstream. And because there's no such thing as rich fuel mixture anymore, you're basically relying on your battery and slipstream. And I'm actually curious to know if this is going to be a DRS straight now. I would have thought so, but we'll wait and see. I think a lot of the circuits where on the calendar, I think there's like 3 DRS zones maximum. I don't know if a 4th is going to be put in here, but yeah, only time will tell. We'll find out on the weekend. This is what I mean. This is the biggest change on the entire circuit. Slipstream is now going to be more crucial than what it has been in the past. So it's going to be very interesting, and maybe even moves into the new 9 and 10, I should say. Moves are rarely made into the new 9 and 10 now, so I can't imagine in real life it'd be even more of an overtaking zone now. I just don't know if I can see that happening. So, but anything is possible. The cars are now designed to follow the cars a lot more now, so, or a lot better. So we'll see what happens on the weekend, I guess. Oh, my feet feel absolutely blistered. Well, halfway through the lap and my feet are already pretty much dead. I reckon by the time I get home, they are gonna be blistered, I can tell you. Quick pit stop halfway through, but we're gonna keep going in just a second once I get a drink. It's funny, by now I reckon there's at least 3 or 4 seconds gained by now. Okay, let's continue on, shall we? Let's continue for the last half of the lap. I reckon it's time to stick the sunnies on. Haven't had them on for half the lap, but I reckon now's a good time to put them on. Hey, here we are at turns 9 and 10, the new turn 9 and 10. Even though this part of the road has been resurfaced as well, no changes are going to be made. You can see there where my finger is, that is where the apex is for turn 9. And apparently, if you look closely on the F1 game, there is a bollard that sits right at the apex of that corner. I'd recommend just taking that out. Just cut the corner, take it out. That way you can use all of the available tarmac there, and you won't have to worry about it. I don't know if there is one in real life, but I'm gonna see if I can get across the road, because I want to take a look at the apex of turn 10. Because apparently in real life there is a tyre bundle right at the apex. So apparently the drivers can't cut that corner, which they're not designed to. The F1 cars aren't really designed to cut the corners. But I think in the game there's no tyre bundle there, so you literally cut all of that if you want to. But if you do that, you'll easily notice the car jump off the ground. So just be careful how much curb you take, and make sure you're using all the road at the exit of turn 10. Make sure you don't use too much curb in the process, because you will spin out or maybe even go into the gravel trap, which is, of course, there is one at the exit of 10 as well. Nice stop would be nice. Is there a tap here? Yeah. Quick drink, why not? Let's have some water for the trip home. So I've now managed to get myself to as close enough to 10 as possible. So right here is where I think another grandstand is going to be, but there is definitely a gravel trap along here, or if you make a mistake or you can't make the corner, just use the gravel trap and you should be able to rejoin, hopefully safely. And where those curbs are, that is the ripple strip at the exit of the apex, and right there, I'll just wait for the car to go past. So right there, that is the curb for turn 10, and that is where the little tire bundle is. So but in real life there isn't, so I recommend just cut that corner. You literally use up all of the space you can on the track, and where that yellow line is, I don't know if you guys can see, use all of that if you can. Make sure your right wheels are just inside, because that is where you're going to make up the time if you're very aggressive on the throttle, and if you are aggressive enough on the curves. And as long as you don't spin out, and as long as you've got a good setup on, you should be okay. In the game, and I think in real life as well, where we're near now, this is a little DRS straight here, so you're not going to get much on this straight, you're not going to gain a lot of time. So I recommend, yeah, literally get the best exit possible, and then it could set you up for a move into turn 11. But we really don't see many moves at turn 11. So, and I think you're going to be braking a little bit heavier, I think. I'm pretty sure you are. So I think that could be another good spot to overtake, as long as you're committed and you're brave enough to go for that move. If you're real life, everyone drives, of course, but in the game you should be able to make a move pretty easily. I've done plenty of moves into turn 11, as you saw in the F2 2020-21 car. So yeah, let's keep following this until we get to 11, shall we? Here we are going to be at the apex of turn number 11. Now, to me, I reckon this corner's been tightened up nearly. This used to be a little bit wider on the curb right here at least, but now this has actually been shortened or made to be a little bit tighter. But I think that was probably going to make this a bit more of a better overtaking opportunity, in my opinion. But yeah, look at this. I am literally standing on the apex of turn 11. That's pretty cool. So yeah, if you can make the move stick, and I reckon, yeah, it looks so much wider from what I can see. It definitely looks wider. So I reckon if that's designed for a better overtaking opportunity, then I can see that. Yeah, let's continue on to turn 12. I think from 11, the rest of the track is fine. I don't think there were any other changes made, because turn 12 isn't really an overtaking spot. So this is where the start of the works are coming to be in place. You can see the barriers there. We're going to get a nice close-up action to that. Have a look at that. That is the barriers, the first lot of barriers that I put into place, actually. So and this is where the new grandstand is going to be as well. If I can find a chance to cross, I can show you guys approximately where I am going to be sitting for the Grand Prix. And yes, early spoiler alert, I am coming to the Grand Prix, so we prepare for a 4-day or 4-part weekend. Don't expect them to be released straight away, because I don't think I'm going to be staying up all night just to edit them. I'm probably going to do one at a time throughout the week. If we can get a good angle, you'll find the changes to from 11 here. So I think, yeah, if you look at that used to be a little bit straighter, but you can see the curve, and as you come around towards the outside for the apex of turn 12, and you can see the concrete where that car is. You can see the concrete there. That is the exit strip. So yeah, that is almost the lap. We've got a couple more corners to go. So look at this. This is the ripple strip. And we are, have a look at that. You can see how the curves are made. And I think these curves are permanent, I think. And turn 13 was the last of the changes to the track. So I thought, yeah, turn 12, there's not really much changes to go on about that, but yeah, definitely turn 13 is the last change on the whole circuit. Rightio, we have made it to the apex of turn 13. In my opinion, you really don't want to be using too much of this curve. You want to be using enough, you want to carry enough speed, but what you don't want to do is touch the apex, touch the outside apex, because what you really want to do, it's a short run from 13 to 14. So what you really want to do is just get close enough to the yellow lines, which is the entry to the pit lane. You want to get yourself as far to the outside as quickly as you can, and then what you want to do is take sort of like a late apex, in my opinion, but also try and get to the inside as early, or maybe not as early, but as quickly as possible, because you want to really time your run and try not lift your foot off the throttle as you go around the last turn. And that is where you are going to be completing your lap. We are pretty much there now. There's the entry to the pit lane. We have pretty much done it. We have completed a lap of the Albert Park racetrack and had a look at the new changes. So that is the video for today. Make sure if you enjoy this video, give this video a massive thumbs up. You guys can decide if you guys take the apex or use the curb at 14. I personally, I just want to get closer, but I don't want to touch it. In my opinion, but we've made it. We have done the lap of Albert Park. We are now back onto the front straight after what, 5.6 k's, maybe 5.5 k's, depending how much has been taken out at the old 9 and 10. But yeah, two less corners on the track. A lap has been completed. Look at all the open space just over here and behind the grandstand. Behind the grandstand is where we're going to see food courts, maybe a couple of merch stands. But yeah, I can't wait to get back. Just realized that I actually recorded the lap on Strava, and apparently I started at the exit of the pit lane, so I'm not going to complete the lap until I get to the exit of the pit lane. And I'm wondering how long it took to do the lap, and I reckon if you put that into a time, I reckon that could be approximate, maybe a little bit faster than that, depends. I'll have to have a look. And apparently moving time was about 1 hour and 9 minutes. If you put that into a lap, that's impossible to do in an F1 car. But I think the total time it took was about 1 hour and 18 minutes. Put that into a time, there's going to be like an extra 2 seconds found, I reckon. So I reckon we could be looking at, when was the last time we were here? 2019, before COVID. So what was the fastest time set? It would have been like a 121, maybe a 120. I can't remember. I can't see them doing 19s. So I reckon we could be looking at times of a 116, maybe a breach the 16s, maybe a 17. That's an estimate. That's an estimate. Apparently they're saying that there's like 5 seconds to be gained. So if they are saying that they're saying 5 seconds gained, and then so I'm thinking that they might have been doing times like around the 121, 120s. I just don't see them breaching the 119. So I reckon we're looking at lap times of like a 116 or a 115 maybe. I don't know. I'll have to have a look. Comment down below what the fastest lap lap time here is from 2019, because I want to compare 2019 to what I'm predicting right now. So yeah, so I reckon right now there is a tram station over there. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna go there, get a tram back to Southern Cross Station, and maybe, because there is a little shop there, and we might grab some lunch, because I'm actually starving actually. So let's get to Southern Cross and grab some food. Okay, so I have done a little bit of research from 2019, and yeah, poll time was a 120.4, and if they are saying the track changes are going to be like 5 seconds faster, so we could be seeing times in the 1 minute 15s, and because the times are going to be quicker, that means I'm thinking, just like Abu Dhabi, I think the amount of laps are going to be changed. So normally it's about 58 laps in the race, and I'm thinking we could be seeing times or laps we could be seeing a 60 odd lap race, 60 laps, maybe 61, I think. So yeah, it'll be interesting, because that's what happened in Abu Dhabi with the track change. They were faster by like 10 seconds, and it was always a 55 lap race, but they extended it to 58 laps. So I'm thinking that could be the same for here in a month or so time. So we could be seeing times in the 1 minute 15s, definitely the 116s, and maybe 61 laps of racing. That's my estimate. That's a prediction, and I think that is what's going to happen. So, but only time will tell. We'll see what happens on the day. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Well, got back to Ringwood Station. Still a little while away until I get the Belgrave train back home, but what a day! What a day! A full lap around Albert Park, and now a bit of time to kill. Honestly, all I can want to do is give my poor feet a break. I really want to. I swear to God, they're going to be so blistered by the time I get home. But, you know, I think I'm just looking forward to a swim when I get home. Well, all in all, I reckon today was definitely a really good day. Pretty much all day out. Oh, what did I leave? About 9:15, and it's nearly 3:30. So yeah, pretty much a 6-hour day out of the house. So can't wait to get home, jump in the pool, and literally just give my feet a break. That's all I want to do for the rest of the day, in all honesty. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But yeah, this is certainly a day to remember, and it's a good experience to know, go there while the works are still in place, and see what's been happening, what progress has been made. And as you saw today, progress is being made.